First off, thanks Ed and Ivo and the rest of the DKIX team for giving me a few minutes here to talk about NYNOG. I see a bunch of familiar faces in the room, so I'm sure some of you have been to one or two NYNOGs so far. So what is NYNOG? I'm sure everybody's familiar with NYNOG, which is a North American network operator group. NYNOG is the same thing, but just on a hyper-local basis for the New York, surrounding metro, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and so forth. There's about 8 million people living in New York City alone, 20 million in the New York City MSA, 24 million in the CSA. It's a lot of people, and about 300,000 actually work in tech. Think about that on a network engineering kind of scale or infrastructure, how many people you see at these local events. It's a lot of people. A lot of people not having the opportunity to come out. So a little story about when I first went to my first NYNOG and how we all came about starting NYNOG. It was late 90s, early 2000s. I was working in network engineering, installing wireless in hotels back then. Got introduced to NYNOG, learned about the mailing list. The company didn't want to pay for me to go though. Fast forward a few years, 2006, I was working for a company called Globix. Finally had the opportunity to go to a NYNOG when it was local here in Brooklyn. After that, I started going to more finally, and I actually was fortunate to work for companies that would allow me the benefit to go. So when we were thinking about creating NYNOG, we thought about all those people that work locally for local companies here in New York, in the New York City Metro, that don't have that opportunity to go, and we thought we'd bring something to them. So, what we are a local network operator group based in the New York City Metro, and we're bringing people together for collaboration and knowledge sharing and to foster innovation. Enabling new generations of network engineers, students, some of the top schools here. You got Columbia University, Fordham University, NYU. And we're focused on smaller meetups throughout the year, unlike NYNOG doing 3 big meetings. So every couple of months, we're going to be having a meetup. And they'll be very focused on what we're talking about, whether it's New York City infrastructure, whether it's telecom policy, whether it's network engineering or specific protocols like MPLS or BGP. And we're currently formalizing as a nonprofit. We're going to incorporate and become an official organization. So who's involved? Myself, Dave Kempkin, Andrew Baird, and Jessica Smith from Digital Realty. They've been with us from the beginning. Everybody's done a fantastic job, really committed to making this happen. So how can you help? Volunteer to help at meetups and events. Become a sponsor. We're currently working on a model to allow companies and organizations to become part of NYNOG with annual sponsorships and per meeting sponsorships. Speaking of the event, if you have something interesting to talk about, I've already identified a few people in this room who've talked today that I would love to have them speak at a future NYNOG event. Join our meetup group on meetup.com and our other social channels. Just help spread the word. You know, we're fairly new. Our first meetup was in May. Our second meetup was just in September at the Digital Realty Marketplace Live event. We're currently working on some other interesting things for the rest of the year. So make sure you spread the word and make sure you stay in touch with the social channels so you know how to stay informed about future events. Here's where you can find us, meetup.com. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, you can go to the website, or you can email us at hello@nynog.org. If you're interested in volunteering or your company is interested in sponsorship, you can talk to me directly today, or you can shoot us an email at that email address. Thank you.